Austin, Texas. The city whose official motto is, keep Austin weird. Yes, I feel quite at home here, why do you ask? Welcome everybody to round 6 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. We are at the Circuit of the Americas. The track opened back in 2012 and has featured 3 times previously in the FIA World Endurance Championship. The last race before COVID 4 years ago. Drivers are going to feel every minute of their time in the car. And that's the second hottest job in the business, being inside that foam costume on the grid. The Michelin man at least has a blower to keep him cool. Round 6 of our 8-race championship. A month ago, we're in South America, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Now we are in the USA, in Texas. The Lone Star Le Mans, a 6-hour encounter, will leave us with 2 races to go.
Well, yeah, welcome to COTA, an anti-clockwise circuit, 20 corners, 5.5 kilometres long, 3.4 miles. We're going to focus on turn 3, 4 and 5 before the turn 6 sequence. It's a really demanding part of the racetrack. We could see cars coming out the pits today, warming their tyres up. Obviously no tyre warmers, despite these hot conditions, could be very slow and getting in people's way through that part. Then turn 12, one of the heaviest braking zones on the track. We could see good overtaking opportunities into that one today. Then we look at the fast triple right-hander of 16, 17 and 18. It's not flat out in any of the cars here today, particularly in race conditions, and one corner where you really have to preserve your tyres.
Tyre life, Anthony Davidson, is going to be critical. Driver life is going to be really important as well. Problem is, when the body starts to overheat, then your pace will drop off dramatically and you'll probably lose more time than if you had stopped after a single stint.
And it's not just your pace, it's your concentration levels as well. As you start to deteriorate inside the car, you're getting hot, you're getting tired, and your brain starts to play tricks on you as well. You don't feel the car as well as you can as the body starts to overheat. It will be a factor here today, and the teams will have to take that on board and maybe even readjust their strategy according to how the driver's feeling as they go. It's 35 degrees ambient temperature. The circuit is well over 40 degrees, and it is humid as well.
Yeah, possibility of rain, and when it rains here, boy does it rain. You just saw the 88 Mustang, the black and gold car. Ben Keating, the Texas car dealer and multi-class racer, returning to World Endurance for this one-off in his home state and driving the 10th different car that he has in his Le Mans and World Endurance Championship race.
Michel Gatting with a very unconventional helmet there, ahead of the 85 Iron Dames Lamborghini, looking to turn around what has been a shocking run of bad luck for this squad.
But blending in seamlessly with the locals, I think we'll agree.
All who wear, of course, pink Stetsons. First pole position for the Heart of Racing squad and Ian James in this LMGT3 class, the 27 car. Cracking stuff from the Englishman, now naturalised dual nationality American, and these are the tyres, Martin, that they're going to be running.
Yes, the medium tyre is the Goodyear tyre of choice here, and the wet weather tyre is held in abeyance. There are lots of them mounted up because, as I said, there is the possible arrival of rain. So this weekend, of the 3 possible slick Michelin compounds, we're using the medium and the hard. And look at the sort of ambient track temperature, basically above 25 Celsius of track temperature. It's suggesting the hard tyre is the way to go. Well, yesterday, track temperature was 50 Celsius, which is in Fahrenheit quite a lot. Leading car will head the field away. There will be 2 formation laps before the start of the race. Frankie Munoz waves the flag. That'll be Malcolm on the edge there.
Indeed, Brian Cranston's son, as was back in the day. Malcolm in the middle, been taking part this weekend in the Mustang Challenge, one of 2 one-make series sanctioned by IMSA.
Antonio Giovinazzi leads our field away, an all-Ferrari front row. Ferrari won in Monza, spoiler alert, oops, sorry, but not with a black car. Can a yellow car win here today? What about Cadillac? What about Alpine? Now that would be a story to go home with. The Lone Star Le Mans, 6 hours in the extreme heat of the Circuit of the Americas is underway. Antonio Giovinazzi, the pole man, and right behind him, Robert Kubica tucks in. The second of the Ferraris, the red car up the inside, looking for 3rd place. That's a really strong start. Aggressive from Miguel Molina. Lots of handfuls of opposite lot from the BMWs, but here's Molina up to third. Ferdy Habsburg in the pale blue Alpine down to fourth place. We ride on board with him. He's got one of the BMWs and now ahead of the Cadillac. And everybody through safely, and move up into second place from Francois Heriot in the silver Ferrari, right behind Ian James in the Aston Martin. The Lamborghini goes around the outside of the Toyota. Aggressive stuff. Who started the Lamborghini? The 63 guys, Edo Mortara. He was really up for the race this morning. Can't quite get the job done.
That's one heck of a start for the Lamborghini. Started from the very back of the grid in hypercar. I think he's passed about 6 cars in the early corners.
Yeah, and a strong start for both BMWs as well, making positions, but it was Kobayashi, one of the Toyotas, I believe, got pushed out or lost control momentarily through the chicane at the start, and I think that's how he lost out to the Lamborghini, who's now on the attack once again. But it's a four-way fight down towards turn 12 and contact with the Cadillac and the Alpine there. Yeah, the Alpine just turned in on the Cadillac. That's Ferdy Habsburg, and he's gone off. So too has Earl Bamber, and he's back on, but Habsburg dropped back in the 35 car in amongst the Porsches, the Toyota and the Lamborghini.
Yeah, briefly also off there in that melee was one of the BMWs.
Moved down the inside from car 5 there. Porsche just getting through on the recovering Cadillac.
Into the pits though, car number 5. Wow, drama on the opening lap.
That was some aggressive driving from the Alpine as the Peugeot's into the pits as well, car 94.
Well, dear me, also looking at the back of that battle, look at Edo Mortara in that Lamborghini.
Left rear puncture for 94 Peugeot, so contact in the field for Stoffel van Dorn. Unusual looking leaderboard. Ferrari, 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 BMW, BMW, 4th and 5th, then the Peugeot and the Cadillac. The Cadillac got shuffled back down, but a really good start for the BMWs. Francois Heriot and Tom van Rompuy battling for 3rd place in LMGT3. The blue heart of racing Aston Martin of Ian James is the leader. Sarabovi now up to 2nd place. She's got ahead of this silver Ferrari. This will be the change for 2nd, just out braking himself a fraction at the top of the hill in turn 1. Anthony, talk to us about turn 1. As you go up there, presumably all you're seeing is clouds.
Yeah, it's a steep elevation change of around 20-25 metres, so you can brake later generally into that corner because of that elevation. This is a great shot. You see, we were just momentarily on board with the BMW. You can see the track rise up in front of you, so you can brake a bit deeper into the corner, but unfortunately for Heriot, a little bit too late, and then the corner itself sits on top of the brow of the hill. Very hard to see the apex of turn 1. This BMW, sorry Greg, this BMW here, Marco Wittmann, is racy today, and he's just sitting nicely behind car 50 at this stage. Looks like, I'm not a betting man, but I would say that's a quicker race car today at this stage in the race than the Ferrari.
Great battle here with Ahmed Al-Hati and Josh Cahill, and there is Darren Leung in the background in the red and white number 31 BMW, side by side. Is this going to be the last of the late breakers? Who's got the line here? Well, the inside line works here, but it's the driver on our right, driver's left, who has the inside line at the bottom of the straight. And Ahmed Al-Hati cuts the nose off the McLaren. He does complete the move up into 9th position. Let's hear from the 51 Ferrari.
So 83, just change his strategy. Don't pay attention to them. Focus on your race.
All right, so that's the message to Antonio Giovinazzi. We have our plan, they have theirs. This is where they're diverging. Just focus on your race, which means keep your tyres alive, don't overstress the car. We know what we need to do.
We will try and follow the front axle from behind. I'm fast and I can push both.
Jovi, there's no discussion, Trust me, we are not giving up P1. Trust me, everything under control.
That's what you want to hear, a calm engineer. Believe me, we're not just going to wave them by, and that then allows him to do what they need him to do, which is focus on his car and not worry about the mirrors.
This is an interesting moment. The BMW is still with Miguel Molina, who's been dropping back from that lead pair, and they've now been caught as well. That is the change.
You got the Ferrari 83
Wow.
overtaken 51. So just as we were hearing that there's not going to be a change, they're not giving up P1. They have actually somehow, or Kubica's, found his way by. Did it happen in traffic? Did Giovinazzi slow down intentionally? Didn't sound like he wanted to, Or was going to. I think we might see here. He did. He just backed out the throttle.
All right, so maybe there was a subsequent message. Okay, stick to your plan.
Was Kubica's pace taking him out the window he wanted to be in for their strategy?
Here's our race leader, Ian James, in LMGT2, it would seem, rather than LMGT3 like everybody else's advantage currently. Still 5.8 seconds over the magenta Lamborghini at the top of the shot there.
That is, by the way, on a tear. It's a new fastest lap of the race for Robert Kubica. It's a 1:53.250 as he begins to stretch that lead out 4 seconds now from Antonio Giovinazzi on what is a very different strategy.
LMGT3 leaders are in, Ian James, and you just saw Sarah Bovy. Tom van Rompuy in from third, Alex Malikin in from fifth. He was right on the gearbox of Ben Keating in the Mustang, so Keating goes through. He is our new race leader.
Keating leads in Texas aboard the Ford Mustang.
Stop the count.
Absolutely.
Look how much energy the BMW car number 20's got. 14% left. The others are down in low single digits.
Here's the 83 car from the lead, Robert Kubica.
You can see that right rear, the red stripe, the hard tyre. What are they going to do with these tyres on this pit stop as the fuel goes in?
They could go left sides with a pair of mediums.
Hopefully with the right pressures in this time. You don't want to be, now you're under the watchful eye, even more so. From the FIA, the rule makers of the sport, and there is that hard tyre waiting on the sidelines.
How many laps is René Rast going to do? He's still got 11% energy. And what's that going to do to the number 6 Porsche and the number 5 Porsche? Still out there, still with just about 10% energy, which should be enough for this lap plus one more. 51 is in. This is our current race leader. And before he gets to his pit box, no, not before, but as he gets to his pit box and the pit stop starts, then the BMW will come across the line, and it still has 6% energy, so that's good for a lap. So too is the number 6 Porsche. Porsche are going to drive themselves in. Why are they doing that?
So what we're looking at here
hang on, that will be a shorter stop, so are they going to try and jump the car in front in the pit lane?
Marco Wittmann doing a great job.
Well, don't forget,
the 15 car.
He spent the first hour under the gearbox of the 50 Ferrari, so he's in a familiar position. And again, René Rast behind. I'm not quite sure why they burned those extra laps.
No,
didn't really gain any advantage.
I'd love to understand that a bit more than I currently do. The other change, by the way...
Sorry, Graham, in fact, 20 having 2 more laps fuel than the Ferraris did a 1:14 stop. 15 car did a 1:12 stop, so they didn't gain any time either. There is the lead battle, Ian James versus Sarah Bovy.
It's the Aston Martin man fending off the Lamborghini woman.
Aston Martin with 7 wins here in GT Pro and GTE AM at the Circuit in Americas, so they are the manufacturing brand with more wins than anybody else here.
We have 3 track limits, Miguel. 3 track limits now.
Yeah, but you should tell me before.
That's a good point.
Come on, we are in 24 people there. Let me know.
Oh, you calm down now, okay? Because the 2 track limits you have done are in the last lap and the previous last lap, okay? So you have just done them now, okay? You had 0 before, so we calm down, we stay behind, we keep the gap, and we go, okay? We look after the tires, the rear right, we will struggle at the end.
Well, behind this number 7, number 12 battle, you just saw the leaders in LMGT3, and that gap has come right down. At the top of the screen, Ian James in the Aston Martin, half a second now behind him. There is the Lamborghini of Sarah Bovy. That's 1-2 in LMGT3. So Bovy has gone from 10 seconds back to
6.
Right there.
About 6.
Yeah, no, I'm not in position to attack. I don't have enough force to launch an attack, so let's try to be smart to stay here until he doesn't mistake.
Copy.
Yeah, go on, don't decide whether to attack or not, just attack, see what you can do.
What is she? I don't have enough what to attack? Enough power or enough grip, or just not quite enough of everything.
The track is gripping up quite a lot, so I think Hans will work well.
Copy.
I think this tire would be, it's going to be double, I think. It's very good stint. I think if you have to double stint, you have to put hard on the left, it would be good.
Robert, if we could double stint this set of tires, we are considering to let you to stay in the car. Would you be okay for a third stint?
Yes, but let's see how we would attack.
Copy.
Ollie Rasmussen is going to get 2 time penalties for 2 separate overtaking off track and take advantage. One at 14.10, one at 14.19. The first is 5 seconds, as we just said, an additional 10 seconds. He will be 15 seconds longer stationary, and that's going to hurt.
Need to give him a copy of Cars, the movie, so he can absorb the words of the great Doc Hudson. Stay on the grey stuff, son. That's what it's there for.
Give you an idea, that is going to cost him 3 positions in this race as things stand right now.
Yeah. Harder Racing leading from Iron Dames. That's still within a second. Sarabova behind Ian James, the pole sitter, who ride on board in the Lamborghini. We heard her on the radio saying she lacked something to get by.
Let's try to stick on this plan to double stint this set of tires for now. You still think this is possible?
Well, I don't have a strategy, but everything is possible. Depends on the pace.
I love Robert Kubica's positivity. I don't have the strategy, but anything's possible.
There is all over the place.
Okay, copy Marco, hang in there, hang in there. As soon as the pit window opens, we'll box.
Oh no, and this is Marco Wittmann off.
Has to be.
4 laps, you can do it, mate. You can do it, 5 laps.
Pressure increasing, I'm done. I'm really done.
Yeah, I'm reducing, 5 laps to go, 5 laps.
Yeah, but if the cars, yeah, that's not driver error. That's just no air left in the tyre. And now Maxime Martin in the 46 BMW, right up behind Sarabova in the number 85 Iron Dames Lamborghini.
It's been a stellar opening spell from, well, 3 of these top 4. So Ian James in the car from the beginning, as is Sarabova still in second at the moment, with Maxime Martin looking to get by. And Tom van Rompuy still right there with this pair. On the inside, is Martin going to make it through?
We go the long way around the outside, but he runs out of traction and luck. Has to settle for 3rd place for the moment.
Oh, trouble! That's the 51.
So that is the car that was in 2nd place, Antonio Giovinazzi. Now, was that traffic? Let's have a look. It is traffic.
Oh,
one of the McLarens and the Peugeot.
He hit the Peugeot.
Ooh, there could be a penalty coming for that, and not just the time that he's lost on track. He was right at the apex. I'm not sure, was that 94? Not sure that Stoffel van Dorn was expecting him to make that lunge. He's got an engine. Sounds like he's stuck in neutral. You can hear him revving the engine and nothing is moving.
Well, the bad news for him is we've been full green from the start. He is tumbling down the order, down to 15th.
LMGT3 pit stop. So Sarabova out, Ian James out, Tom van Rompuy out. Simon Mann will probably come out as well after a single stint. Elwin Bata has taken over the D station car. Sean Gallel has stopped. Mikkel Pedersen is in the 88 Proton car. Nico Pino has taken over 95 at United. Whole host of stops. But the big story is the 51 Ferrari. He was power cycling the car to try and get it to restart, but that is in limp home mode. And that's the end of his energy. If we see the energy graphic now, I bet that is on absolutely 0. They're going to have to use human power.
Jovi, you stay in the car for 5 seconds and then you jump out. We have a 5 seconds penalty, so stay in the car for 5 seconds. At the end of my countdown, you jump out.
Not move, I don't know why.
Okay. Let's see the energy graphic if we can, because I guarantee that's on 0. He has brought it home on electrical power, I'm sure you're right, and is now stranded halfway between the fire lane and the working lane. So those 4 Ferrari mechanics, because it's not warm enough, are now going to have to push his head car.
I don't think he's out of energy. I think he's got a significant problem here.
Yeah.
They can't go that far on the electrical power.
No. Can't get it to first gear. Can't get it into first gear.
Well, you can't bump start it anyway.
So disaster, the smallest of errors and the largest of consequences for the car that was comfortably in 2nd position here. And you have to believe, by the way, if it had continued in this order for another 4 hours and 10 minutes, that there's no way that Ferrari would have allowed that order to stay the way it was.
Meanwhile, the remaining red Ferrari, Miguel Molina, under pressure for now second place. The dominoes at the top of the pile are starting to fall. The BMW in third now, it was in fourth, best of the rest, and the best of the Toyotas already up to fifth place. And again, look at the BMW compared to the cars in front. 4% and 5% energy. He's got 11% in hand, and he's still attacking the Ferrari in front. How are they doing this? Are they running on fairy dust or what?
Well, but they ended up pitting on this very similar lap, didn't they, to everybody else? That's a strange. It's just maybe it's a sensor issue or something on that car, but it wouldn't make sense that he's managing to save that amount of fuel but not actually utilising it.
I have to say, we're going to need answers later from the people that know, because right now we're just guessing, but...
there's touch. That's going to make a change here.
No, now the BMW has to go the long way round, 3 wide, and here he comes.
Got him.
And this is for second place, BMW up to second, and in fact they will lead at the end of this lap, because look at your graphic. Our race-leading yellow Ferrari of Robert Kubica is in the pit lane. The BMW won't need to stop for at least another 2 laps, and again, it was a slower traffic this time that gave him the chance, and there was contact with the Ferrari, so that will be a penalty. René Rast leads the race for BMW, the 50 Ferrari in second, Toyota up to third. In the pits, Bruce Ioane.
Yeah, I have bad news for car 51. Even though the race was very compromised, it's now over. They are stopping and retiring the car.
Yeah, that had all the hallmarks of not going much further. Thank you, Bruce. 12% energy left for the BMW. He's already running away from the Ferrari and saving energy.
We said we thought we might see something thrown at this race. We talked about Alpine, we talked about Cadillac, we talked so we didn't talk about Lamborghini.
Alpine, Lamborghini, that's for 7th. Lamborghini hangs on there, the lime green car. Mirko Bortolotti took it over at the last stop. Mick Schumacher is in the 36 Alpine, so they're single stinting their drivers as well. And Schumacher inside Bortolotti moves up, so that is a change for 7th place.
So as we look at René Rast, this, my friend, is what it feels like to be unleashed.
Right,
Gone is the dirty air, and you now got a free track in front of you.
And a Hunter Killer Toyota behind. 83 went for 4 hard tyres. And here is a change for second place in LMGT3. For third place, rather, Rahul Fry having just taken over from Sarah Bovey, and Rui Andrade up the inside. That's a good move. And oh yeah, Conway back in. Well, maybe they're just, Mike Conway still suffering with his ribs, but...
Maybe Kobayashi's just pulled rank. No, I'm going to wait till... Oh, look,
hell no.
Is Kobayashi okay?
BMW still leads. René Rast, well, he was okay this morning in the autograph session, so unless he's fallen off something...
Could be a management Zoom call, PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint presentation.
That's what I said. His team principal is pulled rank. So no, I'll do the latest in. Thanks, guys. When it just cools down a little bit.
83's just gone by to resume the lead, but is he going to be second? Should be ahead of the number 7 Toyota. There's the end of the road for the 51 Ferrari. So that is done for the day, as we heard from Bruce Ioane. And that's Norman Nato again. He's come in, whatever it was, they've shooed him off, and it did not work. Here's Alex Malikin. It's not, it's Joel Sturm and Ahmed Al-Hati. This is for third now. Joel Sturm goes through for 4th place, rather, in LMGT3. Joel Sturm in the points leading Manthey Pure Racing Porsche, as we're now 2.25 hours into our 6-hour race. And here comes Hertz Team Josie. Is that sitting down on the left rear as well?
No, that looks to be okay. 12.5 minutes that lap took him, from pit out to pit in.
Still quicker than me, probably, in a hypercar, and that's why I'm doing this. Whether it comes back or not, only time will tell, I'm afraid. But we might have just lost our 2nd hypercar. This is probably the most extreme heat we've raced in this season. I wonder if that is going to be part of the answer. Sarah Bovey properly, I beg your pardon, Rahul Frey properly shoulder charges Rui Andrade. That is going to end up with a penalty from the stewards for the Lamborghini team, and I think she's got a penalty now. That's a right rear puncture.
Yeah.
The Corvette continues. They build them forward tough.
So let's have another look. Yeah, sense it up the inside, but not quite enough space aside on impact.
I'm going to correct you.
Are you? Okay.
They do not build Chevy Corvettes forward tough.
No, that's true. But it's a phrase.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Prepare full course yellow at 15:31.
Debris.
30 seconds for full course yellow.
Yeah.
Right. So
2.5 hours in, gentlemen, and the first full course yellow is coming.
Who could this benefit? Who is getting
full course yellow in 20 seconds?
I think we're half an hour away from anybody needing a pit stop.
We will go under full course yellow in less than 15 seconds. Full course yellow in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
You saw it being counted down to the drivers in the cars.
They're talking to on the radio to post controllers to find out where the gaps are that they can most safely deploy these heroes, without which none of us would be racing. And albeit you might be at home screaming, "Go and get it, let's go racing," you're not the guy doing it.
Look at the speed of that.
Look at that.
And bear in mind, he's wearing a fireproof overalls and a helmet. It's 95 degrees out. And he's sprinting across a gravel trap.
And he's not getting paid.
Yes, absolutely.
There we go. Let's polish that bit. And my guess is that the race tape might be coming out.
Polish that, because that's going to make it look so much better. Whether or not they're going to work on the bodywork, I'm not entirely sure. Not quite sure what the drummer is doing on the front of the BMW there. I mean, obviously beating a staccato rhythm in 4/4, but I'm not sure what else was going on.
I wonder on the BMW whether or not the driver may have been saying that there's a bit of flappage on the
Might have been. But I'm not sure that just drumming on it with your hands is actually going to keep the bonnet down.
It's a technical term, man, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Out goes everybody.
As in comes the lead car in the hands of Yifei. Good stint from him.
So fully expecting the tyres just to remain on the car this time. So Nick de Vries back in the Toyota, still no Kobayashi.
Yeah, that Zoom meeting really is going on quite a long while, isn't it? Maybe he's just hoping that later on in the last double stint it'll be a little bit less humid and hot.
Meantime, in the lead of LMGT3, it's been peerless so far. Brilliant opening stints from Ian James in the Heart of Racing 27 Aston Martin, untroubled. 12's back out.
Yeah, well, it did look like they were getting ready to go again. So
good to see them about to make it back out there. Good team spirit, fighting spirit, as always with Team Jota. Well, this race has taken a little while to warm up, but things are really starting to get a bit spicy here with the ever-closing Toyota of car 7.
As we sit in our air-conditioned booth, Anthony's saying the race has taken a little while to heat up. I think everybody in the pit lane from Bruce Joanny out is probably disagreeing. Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
More ice cream, Ant.
I'm actually a bit cold, so I'll refuse.
I'll put the heating on for you. Don't worry.
Just give the radiator another click, will you? 2.1 seconds now is the gap. This is the gap from the point of view of Nick de Vries, and the next car ahead is the race leader.
1.9 seconds.
Wow. And traffic galore coming here. It's going to happen now, I think. They're going to be nose to tail. Sadly, also confirmation on our timing screen for the retirement of the 777D station car.
That's an awkward place to overtake a GT car as well. No, it'll be okay. Be okay around the outside of turn 6. It's normal, but it's not ideal, and that's a more tricky part to try and stuff your nose down the inside. And now de Vries once again gets the raw end of the deal through turn. He's taking some risks here. I know what those corners are like, and yeah, he is pushing absolutely to the maximum in terms of, and then defends for good measure. He does not want that Alpine getting in the way. He's flashing, he's going to the inside, and this is not what de Vries wants. He doesn't want to be defending, he wants to be attacking. This is the lead of the race.
But the Alpine's trying to get back onto the lead lap.
Exactly, and you've got to respect the race lead.
Yep. And De Vries must be getting blue flags as well, because there is a quicker car behind trying to get by.
No, he's race leaders. You don't get a blue flag just because you've got a car close behind you.
If you're going slow and there's a quicker car behind, why wouldn't you?
No, it's when you're a lapped car. That's what the blue flag is about. If you're the lapped car and you've got a faster car coming that's leading the race, then you get a blue flag.
That's the
Nick
modern,
De Vries is in front.
modern blue flags. Blue flags means there's a faster car behind you.
This is all helping.
You spent too long in F1.
This is helping, by the way, an under siege AFA, and the gap over a single second for the first time in several laps.
Oh, look at this.
There we go, side by side. I'll get to the point eventually.
No, never mind that. Here comes Nick De Vries.
Going to be back into the turbulence round here.
Yeah.
One of the higher speed parts of the track, and yeah, unfortunate. He's just going to have to wait it out for another run through turn 19 as well. Back to you, Graham.
Yeah, well, there was a theory. They've got a management strategy at the moment.
Oh, no, this is a surprise.
Undercut.
Now, this is the undercut. We'll keep an eye on this pit stop. They've been mega on pit lane today.
How sideways was he coming in there? That was very aggressive. That might have been a pretty late call. De Vries out.
Finally, the boss gets in.
His Zoom meeting is finished. He's finished his spreadsheet.
He's taken the suit off and he put his race suit on.
Right.
It's underneath the race suit.
Now we see the 83 coming. I think that was maybe a change of tack there from Toyota. So will it be a full service here for the 83? It has to be, because that's done. All four tyres have done a double stint.
They've done 90 million miles on their tyres, and they're the wrong tyres. They're the hards. And as the temperature is dropping, they'll become increasingly the wrong tyre. So De Vries already out and up at the turn 11 hairpin. So watch him on the tracker. Kobayashi rather, under investigation for technical infringement. That means they've put on tyres with too low a pressure again.
Well, I hope that's
because
all it is.
The 83 car was under investigation for that earlier in the race, don't forget.
It did have a reprimand. We've got a yellow turn 11 at the moment. That's the 94 Peugeot, by the look of it, in trouble. Yeah. We'll come back to that at some point as we watch AF Corsa go to work on the number 83 car. Critical pit stop for them.
Now,
number 7 car, by the way,
94's bailed out.
Yeah.
Set of mediums waiting for the Ferrari.
It has to be a set. Is it going to be a full set, or is it going to be a hard right rear?
It has to be a full set, because that's done a double stint, those hard tyres.
Don't forget, it was flying with 3 mediums and a hard right rear.
It'll be a full set.
Should be all mediums,
full service. Yeah, full medium. So they've... Oh, no, the right rear is going to be a hard. Right, so they've reverted back to how they were at the start of this race.
When they were flying.
7 car in turn 19 as the 83 car starts to roll into the final straight for the Toyota as the 83 comes to the end of pit lane. Look to the left. Where's the Toyota?
Coming under
there
the line.
It is. It's going to be a lead for Toyota.
Toyota will take the lead around the outside. That worked well. That worked well. Now 2 hours, 2 drivers, 1 set of tyres each. Away we go.
4 seconds quicker on pit lane from Toyota.
That's what did it.
They were complaining. Said, we haven't got any aircon, we haven't got any cool suits, and we're in a black car.
And by the way, for the moment, Brendan Hartley leads the motor race. So Brendan Hartley, the number 8 car for now, leads, but will require a pit stop pretty shortly. He's on 7% of energy aboard the number 8.
You know, the biggest problem for car 7 today, if they do win this race in Toyota, all of the Toyota drivers, they're never going to put air conditioning into that car if they win.
They're never going to put air conditioning in anyway, are they? Come on, how long have they been racing in World Endurance? 12 years? Well, 30, 40 years now. They're never going to put air conditioning in. They've single stick.
Trouble. Rear bodywork.
No, it's the tyre. Left rear tyre is completely destroyed. And that's on the way out of the pits. That's when it's contact with a Porsche. That's number 6.
It's the championship leading Porsche.
Well, why were they both off track?
Looks like Buemi was desperately trying to defend his position there.
It's his outlap. And that's the end of their championship, or their points challenge. Where did Estra have to go? Seb was just moving over on the straight.
I'd like to see the run-up to that. And this might be that run-up. So Estra does the switchback. And, and there was already contact straight away. Yeah. It's aggressive, isn't it? It's aggressive. I have to say it was aggressive.
It is, you know. And that was the end of it. And somehow Estra got through without a puncture.
Another new fastest lap of the race, and remarkably, it's just come from Charles Malaysia in the Alpine that's running 8th, a 1:52.584.
Stewards have announced they will be looking at the Buemi Estra incident.
Really?
I'm not
You surprised me.
Oh, there you go.
We've got car 7, Kamui Kobayashi, under investigation, not respecting yellow flags at turn 11 at 17.05. That's a minute after the one we saw for the Porsche. That could be really damaging here for the hopes of the number 7 car. Well, it could chuck it back into the grip of the number 83.
The only incident we know of at turn 11 was the stationary Peugeot.
Okay, Kamui, in case of double yellow, I want to see a lift of throttle. Lift of throttle under double yellow in case. Reminder.
Yeah, you have to show that you've acknowledged a double yellow flag.
And that is that a very slow Toyota? No, that's the number 12 car. So you were saying, Graham, about... Yeah. Okay.
So, yes.
I can't believe they've actually persuaded Norman Nato again to go out there and drive round at 30 miles an hour.
Have you considered the thing that might be broken might be the driver indicator and he's not actually in it?
Anyway, again, I think if you're in race control, you go, guys, really, seriously, now stop it.
Buemi, under investigation, not respecting the blue flag on lap 130.
There is a backlog, isn't there? He's just racking them up.
That's 10 laps ago. What blue flag would that be?
That was when the Alpine was...
I'm trying to understand the circumstances in which Sebastian Buemi would be shown a blue flag. So here comes Alex Riberas. Now, are they going to leave him out there with all 4 tyres, or are they going to change one for him?
That's exactly what I said. There are tyres there waiting, lurking by the car.
Well, there always are, because you don't want them out the back and then suddenly go, yeah, we need tyres.
What do you do here? Do you take the tyres if you've got them?
Yes.
So he's got that vibration on the left rear. Is it, I mean, we didn't hear maybe the end of that radio message. The right thing for the engineer to do, there is, just hearing from Bruce, we can see that left rear there, and actually maybe just the whole left side.
Yeah, the front gunman was there as well, so that wasn't the left tyre. They're going to do both left sides. I mean, 9 seconds more for a full 4 tyre change than for no tyres. That's worth it.
Car 8 gets a 30-second stop and go penalty and 2 points added to the license for causing a collision.
It's a 10-second penalty as well, by the way, for car 81. That is the less well placed of the Corvette, standing 16th place. Charlie Eastwood at the wheel. That is for abusing track limits. Sorry, apologies. Causing a collision. Now that must be the one with James.
With Sarabovi, 2 hours ago.
Okay, Kamui, we have a drive-through penalty. This lap, drive through the pit for not respecting yellow flags.
Oh, he hasn't come in. He hasn't come in.
Where are you respecting yellow? Question, where?
Kamui, I think it was for the double yellow, but it's not clear for us. Car 6 also has a drive-through penalty, so drive through the pit lane this lap. Drive-through penalty this lap.
Okay, drive through this lap, is correct?
Correct.
Not the message you want to hear from inside the car. And it's so tempting when you're in that fight mode to say, let's discuss it afterwards. I'm going to finish, but the problem is you can easily get black flagged.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's more than 3 laps left, so it won't be commuted into a 30-second penalty after the race.
Exactly.
It'll be commuted into disqualification.
Now we'll see some pushing. 42 minutes to go. And disaster for the car 55. They are not going to finish on the podium for Ferrari. It's 100 seconds stop and go for a technical infringement for the 55 Vista AF Corsa Ferrari.
Kobayashi's taking maximum risk now. Maximum risk, and he's extended the gap just in that 1 lap from 10.9 seconds to 11.7.
I was going to make the point, it's all, when you're going in the pits, it's all about in-lap, out-lap, because the time in the pits is almost always governed by forces outside of you.
Basically, he's got 41.5 minutes to try and gain. Oh, he fires that car into the pit. I thought he was going to go straight on there. That was immense speed. He's got 41.5 minutes to gain back, I predict, around about 10 to 15 seconds to Schwartzman. Kamui can still do this with a gap of 9.5 seconds, 40 minutes to go. And he's got the tyre advantage and a speed advantage in the car. And I think he's going to feel a little bit fired up. I don't know about you.
That was exactly my next point I was going to make. Trouble. Dennis Olsen
was
here.
in 7th place.
Indeed. Now,
the Mustang 6th and 7th at this stage.
Got the hazard flashes on that car.
Well,
we didn't see the incident.
Might just have hit a button.
Indeed. But has not restarted that car at the moment.
It's going to be full course yellow, isn't it? He's not going to drive that back. He hasn't moved in 3 minutes.
No, he has moved. He's moved to the other side of the track.
Okay.
Oh, that Toyota went straight on there, didn't he? Car 7, straight through the chicane. If that's where the yellows are, where he went off the track, now that would be something worth investigating. If he, I think he overtook. Did he overtake the car?
Let's have a look.
Oh, he went straight off around the outside.
Where's the yellows?
And overtook off the track. Now that's going to be a penalty. That's
on board. Wait, you see where are the flags?
And there's
yellows down there.
Oh, now you're in trouble.
It has been a bit of a pressure relief valve. You saw though in the air, of course, a garage. Yiffy looked pretty happy, but Robert Kubica was not counting any chickens because he knows what happens when you're in lead on the last lap and the car stops.
4, 3,
so
2, 1. Full course yellow removed.
Poor guys.
Yeah, well, look, now the bonus here is that Kamui was midway down the straight when it went green, whereas Schwartzman was down into turn 3.
You actually gained...
in fact, at the top of the hill, so he's gained a little back on Schwartzman there.
6.7 seconds at the timing beam. Almost exactly half an hour to go as we went green, and now we're in full Kobayashi mode.
Okay, Kamui, in terms of championship, we are quite happy with this result. So when it comes down to fighting the Ferrari in front, take a margin, think about the championship. We are ahead of car 50 in P3 with a gap of 19 seconds behind us, okay? So it's quite safe.
Yeah. I'm sorry, yellow, I don't see, but I want to know where I overtook. I don't understand.
Yeah, it wasn't overtaking, because that's what he's thinking. It must have, for the penalty to be that harsh, I must have overtaken someone under the yellow flags, but it wasn't. You were just in a dead straight line. Oh, and he really is pushing, isn't he? So I admire the engineer's confidence. When we get to the Ferrari, he may not.
I think it's unlikely they will. So I don't want to put the jinx on this, but it's been a pretty perfect run from Heart of Racing to this point.
I don't want to put the jinx on this, but I'm
gonna. but it's my job. There you go.
Just done it.
25 minutes to go.
Best of the Alpines. Is that Charles Milesi behind them right now? Yeah, it is 35. He's in 5th position at the moment.
Cracking run from them. We've said it all afternoon. Great run from Alpine this afternoon. Great run as well from BMW. Their form has just dropped off a little in the last hour or so.
In fact, this will be Alpine's best result of the season.
Oh, yeah, yes, absolutely. If they finish 5th, absolutely.
Previous best for this car was 7th place in Qatar. They were 9th in Spa. And the sister car finished 10th place and got a point in Sao Paulo. Their only points finished the 36 car. So this is Alpine definitely scoring stronger than at any stage this year.
Had we noted the retirement of the 81 TF Sports Corvette?
No.
That has a retirement, joins the 777 car. Electrical problems for the V-Station Racing car and the 54 car.
Yeah. So marker of doom for 81, 94, 777, 51 and 54. Well, there is the 46 BMW, not online and not going fast.
Oh,
that is not good.
Yeah, dropping down the order, P6 now.
Yeah.
Get to the pits.
I wonder if they're low on fuel.
Yeah, might well be. Everybody needed a splash at the end. Have they just crept a little bit too far? That's not what we're hearing on the radio.
That's going to drop them back, and potentially the winner here is going to be United Autosport's second McLaren. They're climbing up the order in these last few minutes.
They are, aren't they?
So Kamui Kobayashi, by the way, 5.5 seconds now back from Robert Schwartzman. We've had nothing yet by way of notation of a problem. It's going in the garage.
Yeah, they look too relaxed, didn't it?
They have had a horrible season.
Yeah. And trouble for the remaining Jota car,
it's the 12 again.
Car rather.
It's the 12 again. On his outlap. Hasn't made it back in this time.
I can't believe that they keep doing that.
6 laps to go, gap 3.8. You can go all in. No lift and coast necessary. No lift and coast necessary.
Okay, so win it or bin it. Previous time Schwartzman's driven here, FP1 for Ferrari in Formula 1 last year. Now he's trying to win the first race for this team after the end of the 6-hour race under pressure from a charging and frantic Kamui Kobayashi. It would be unique in motorsport history that Ferrari win a Formula 1 Grand Prix and a World Championship endurance race on the same day.
He has to overtake this Lamborghini into turn 3, has to do it. Yep. And he does. He knew that, sorry to butt in there, Graham, but I could see what was happening there. Schwartzman read it as well.
Kobayashi 2 seconds now, but with a car between them, that could be critical at this point.
And again has to go around the long way of turn 8 before turn 9, loses time there, but still catching.
Yeah, Schwartzman with a warning, and 3-4 laps to go after this one.
All it'll take, one little lock-up, one little lapse of concentration, just a glance in the mirror at the wrong time, you know you're under pressure. And this is pressure.
How has Robert Kubica not got jiggly leg? How can he just be sitting there, just doing nothing?
He's tie-wrapped himself to the chair, I think, with the help of some mechanics.
God, he's got ice in his veins, hasn't he?
Sheldon van der Linde will not be finishing 6th place. 100-second stop-and-go penalty for a technical infringement for car 20, and that is going to give the number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport car extra championship points. Yep. They might well need them this afternoon.
And the number 5 car will move up as well, because they are well within 100 seconds.
5 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
How's this one going to unfold for Schwartzman? I've seen some traffic on the approach to turn 1, but will this time be the time where he has to follow the slower cars through the S's? It may well be.
So far we've seen nothing about potential off-track excursion penalties for Kobayashi. Schwartzman goes around the outside of the LMGT3 leader, Alex Riberas, and he's still 25 seconds ahead of their closest rival, Manthey Pure Racing. Here comes Kamui Kobayashi. Where's he going to catch the Aston?
Straight line, well, pretty much a straight line. It's a flat-out part of the track, okay. Gains lap time with that car, 1.8 seconds.
Closing.
This is how it works in the traffic.
What about AF Corsa though? There's the, what will feel like 100-hour stop and go for Sheldon van der Linde.
Car 95.
Oh, Kobayashi's off. Oh. He went off the track, he got on the marbles through turn 16, 17. Ran out way too wide. And I fear for Toyota and the race win today, the potential race win, that moment may have cost him the chance to even have a go at car 83.
He is still super close. It was 2.0 seconds. 2 seconds at the line. 3 minutes to go. Again. Oh, and
done.
Whoa.
Done. That was the nail in the coffin, turn 1. Over pushed it. He tried everything. He gave it his all.
Now, on the radio to Schwartzman. Okay, 90% charge. Just keep it on the grey. Wow, that's how hard he's trying.
Yeah, it's the marbles you carry as well from having gone off the track. We talked about them earlier on, and Mike Conway knows exactly what I thought as well at that moment. That is it, done.
Is Robert Kubica about to join a very short list of drivers that have won both a Formula 1 Grand Prix and a WC race. I think I'm right, it's just Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber compose that list at the moment.
Wow.
Unless I've forgotten one.
Yeah, until the arrival of Sebastian Vettel.
Final lap.
Last lap for Robert Schwartzman. It's clear, clear, clear in front of him. The 15 car going slowly at the apex at the top of the hill. Now he's got a gap once he gets by the BMW of Dries van Tor. He might not need to actually. Dries might be going quickly enough not to be caught. 153.6 last time round for Dries van Tor, 153.8 for Schwartzman. So Schwartzman may not catch the BMW on the run to the line, but there are GT cars in front, only a couple, including, he's just past the 27 car, so it is now it's just hoping that something happens for Kamui Kobayashi, because he can't force the issue. He's not within shooting distance of the leader.
Robert, the chamois leather Schwartzman, soaking up all the pressure.
Oh, no.
That's his new nickname.
No, chamois leathers soak up the water. It's cushions that soak up the pressure.
Up.
No,
Right.
it's not.
Robert the cushion doesn't really have the same ring
well,
to
Robert
it.
the chamois leather sounds like rubbish as well. Okay, we'll edit that out. Nobody will ever have heard it when it goes out live. Don't you worry. So, closing stages into the final right-handers. Under the tower they come. Just a moment, those fans up on the viewing platform will see the lead two cars. They'll be separated after 6 hours by less than 3 seconds. It is going to be AF Corsa into the last few turns. Traffic in front, the 77 Mustang. Schwartzman goes by, the BMW, Sheldon van der Linde stays out of the way. Checkered flag is out in Texas. It's the first win for the 83 AF Corsa Ferrari. They take victory by under 2 seconds. Kamui Kobayashi, second for Toyota. And it should be Ferrari number 50, third with Antonio Fuoco at the wheel. But Yiffy Ye, under intense pressure in the mid-stages, and Robert Schwartzman even more so at the close from the same number 7 Toyota. Both held on, both held their nerves, and that, along with a great opening run from Robert Kubica, has given them victory. And the car that's been in front since qualifying claims victory in LMGT3. Only fate could have stopped them. Ian James, Daniel Mancinelli and Alex Riberas claim the win in LMGT3. Heart of Racing, the American flag team, wins in Texas. Our points leaders are second and third. Manthey Pure Racing and Manthey EMA.
They just kept their nose clean as well.
Yeah.
That was the most important thing. They completely optimised their race today.
Stay out the bits, keep it clean.
Stay out of trouble.
Absolutely right.
They shall not pass, shall be written on the back of that car, because that's what did it.
But they had the speed as well when they needed to.
A 6th race winner overall in the FIA World Endurance Championship in 6 races. Remarkable season so far, and 2 of those cars have been privately entered. Great results as well, by the way, before we celebrate the podiums, with the best results of the season so far for both Cadillac Racing in 4th place this afternoon, and Alpine, who finished excellent 5th after being there all the while through. I think BMW and Team WRT will be disappointed that their form faded right at the end, but that was a cracker, and there was a great crowd to see it.
Second closest ever World Endurance Championship finish, apparently. Sam Smith says that the closest was here in 2017 when the 2 Porsches had to swap positions, and then the margin of victory was 27 hundredths of a second. So that is the closest actual racing finish in World Endurance history. And now this is the first win for a Ferrari 499P outside of Le Mans. They've had 2 wins, one for the 51 car last year at Le Mans, one for the 50 car last year at Le Mans. So clearly yellow is the sprint race version of the winning formula. I know, that's astonishing. So each of the 3 Ferrari cars has won once, and these are the only guys to win in the short format.
Next question. I think these are the 2 youngest drivers ever to win a WEC race. Both 24 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't Sebastian Buemi 24 years old in 2013?
Yeah, but there was only one of him in the car. There's 2 of them. What a moment. The first win outside Le Mans for Ferrari, and it is this privateer team that have done it. The Pole, the Chinese driver, and the Israeli driver. What a combination. There's your American winners. Heart of Racing. And the next time we come here, they'll be bringing 4 cars. They'll have the Valkyries.
Probably 3. Probably 1 GT car and 2 Valkyries, but what a story for them as well.
Yeah.
Gabe Newell, backer of this team, Ian James, driver and team principal here, and they've been making great strides and making friends doing it.
First win for Aston Martin since Fuji in 2022 in the rain, 15 races ago. That was the Dane train. First win for Ian James, first Italian to win with Aston Martin, Daniel Mancinelli and Alex Riberas. Only the second Spaniard to win in a GT class, the other being the man who finished in third in car number 50, Miguel Molina.
Oh, well, well.
I know, I'm loving this statology. There's Robert Kubica. Now he's showing the humanity, blowing the air out of his cheeks. Now he's starting to relieve that pressure.
And confirmed he is indeed the third driver after Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber to have taken a win in the World Endurance Championship race overall and the Formula One Grand Prix.
Wow. This is the day that they've been racing for. This day to win a World Endurance Championship race. The first World Championship win for an Israeli driver. The first World Endurance Championship win for a Chinese driver and for a Polish driver. And the first day ever that Ferrari has won 2 World Championship races on the same day. Well, the first to go and congratulate them were the crew of the number 7 car, and that shows the level of sporting respect between the teams. And great to see the crowd as well released down into the pit lane and below the podium and out on the track.
We saw Mike Conway, even as Bruce was teeing up that interview, going, he knows what this means.
Yeah.
He's been the young man there before.
And Nick de Vries, he was in there as well. The only one who didn't was Camus, because he was still bringing the car into Parc Fermé. So, third place for the 50 Ferrari. It's been a good day for Ferrari, despite the loss of 51. Well, our GT3 winners definitely will be equally delighted. Heart of Racing, Aston Martin, triumphing in Texas. And that's what Heart of Racing means as well. It is helping the Seattle Children's Hospital with every mile they race. So the gap is now down to 12 between the number 6 Porsche and the number 7 Toyota team.
And the number 50 Ferrari. They've got equal points in equal second position. So the championship just starts to compress as we get into the final 2 race meetings to come, one of which, remember, has extra points. This is going to the wire.
Exactly right. Well, Robert Kubica, Robert Schwartzman, Yifei, they are there in 9th position. Again, for them, this is what they came for. They didn't come necessarily thinking we can win the championship, but they did come hoping that they could win races. And from when Robert Kubica started his program in LMP2, and from when Yifei started in GT, it has moved on in a big way.
There are winners in LMGT3. Bossed it today, absolutely bossed it from the very start. And it is going to be 2 Porsche teams on the podium. Manthey Pure Racing pick up big points on their trip towards what looks like a very convincing lead in the championship. And Manthey EMA as well. The 92 and the 91 car will complete the podium.
No Yasser Shaheen.
No,
so I'm not quite sure if he's suffering a bit of heat stroke or something, but he should normally be there. And you're right, yeah, it is big result for Heart of Racing here. The crucial thing in the championship is that both of those Manthey Porsche teams have got 2 wins apiece. That's 4 of the 6 wins have gone to those top 2 teams. 3 points in it for 3rd place now. The 31 Team WRT, BMW and Heart of Racing. And there are a lot of points on the table. But catching and overhauling Manthey Pure Racing or Manthey EMA is going to take a little bit of luck for the pursuing pack.
There are the driver points. 28 points to the good from the other Porsche, but behind it's very close. So
just 6 points in it for 2nd and 3rd and another 3 for 4th. So but the leaders, unless Lady Luck intervenes, and it did for them at Le Mans, it did not, Lady Luck did not smile on Manthey Pure Racing at Le Mans. They finished in 14th place, scored zip in a double points scoring race. Otherwise, if they'd finished in the top 3 or 4 as they have done every other race, they'd have been uncatchable and almost champions by now. Now
the Hypercar World Cup podium.
Yep, and this is for the privateer teams. And that means AM Corsa and Hertz Team Jota. Unfortunately, The number 12 car was an official retirement. So Hurst Team Joe to the 38 car will score points in second place.
By the way, all three finishers in the top 11 overall in a deep field here. That's no mean feat.
The third of our privateer teams, Proton competition. And they, as Proton have done for so many years, running a Porsche, this time in the top category. Of course, their GT outings this year are with Ford's Mustang. Hurst Team Joe to lead by 30 points from AF Corsa. Of course, the 83 car scoring strongly here with top points. And that is it from Texas.